Hi everybody, my name is Hannah and this is Pepper and Pine, and I have a really unique video to share with you today. I was able to see several items from Mercurius live in person, and I had permission to flip through these books so that you can see them as well. I find it really difficult sometimes to choose books online when you only get a few pictures of the book, so I'm really happy to share with you some of these books. This first one is called Living Lines, Form Drawing Inspiration for Steiner Waldorf Teachers. This is by Henrik Thallo. All of the information for all of the books I'm sharing with you today are in the description box below, as well as on the blog post that accompanies this video. This next book is called Transparent Window Scenes Through the Year. I actually already own this book and we have used it a few times. It's a really beautiful, inspiring book so that you can use transparent paper to make beautiful window scenes. This next book by Rick Rosengren is called Child of Nature, The Benefits of Nature in Childhood, and it is packed with beautiful photographs of children enjoying nature. This book is filled with inspiration on how to help your children engage with nature, with beautiful inspiration, ideas, and different techniques to really help facilitate that kind of experience. The next book I want to share with you is called Celebrating Festivals with Children. This is another book that is filled with inspiring ideas on how to help bring these different seasonal festivals to life with your children, with different activities and crafts and songs and verses and poetry. Painting and Drawing in Waldorf Schools Grade 1 through 8 is a book that I currently own, and my only regret is that I did not get this book early enough in our Waldorf homeschool journey, because it is packed with inspiring illustrations and tips on how to do chalk drawings and painting for just about every main lesson block that your children may experience between grades 1 through 8. It's definitely a must-have for your library collection. The next book is called Lesson Planning for Waldorf Teachers. This is a very interesting book, and I was surprised to see it. However, the conference that I was attending was specifically for public Waldorf schools, which means that public Waldorf teachers do have different requirements that are necessary per the state, and this book helps you facilitate your lessons in a way that can help you achieve those goals and the standards that are required by the state. So I was really happy to see this. I think this could really work well for a private Waldorf school as well as a homeschool teacher. The next book is called Chalkboard Drawing, and this book is by Paul Van Meurs. And I did not know about this book. This is by Mercurius, and I was so surprised that this is not a new book. This has been out for a while. And I also love that it's spiral bound, by the way. If you don't have any books that are spiral bound, the difference between having spiral bound for a book that is something that you're using makes it so much easier to keep those pages laying flat while you are working through this book. And this is something that is incredibly inspiring. I did end up purchasing this book. This was a bit of an investment. It was not cheap, but I find that it is so helpful for you if you are new to your chalkboard drawing, or if you've been doing chalkboard drawings for a while, as I have, but never really learned any techniques. This book is really going to help you elevate your chalk drawing game. It goes through different steps on how to do your kind of like an underpainting, but your beginning chalk, and then putting your just building your chalk drawing up. The next book is called Crafting a Felting Farm. And this is a book that I was really hesitant to get. I was considering it pretty heavily. I ended up not getting it, and I kind of regret it because it is another one that has so much inspiration and a lot of step-by-step instructions on how to create several different felted animals. Now, I have done these in the past. I have gotten some kits that have been very helpful, and I've also purchased some felted animals, and each one is unique and the techniques vary. So here's just a little overview of just some of the selection that was available at this conference. Now, there were a couple of books that I did not get, and of course, looking back, I do regret it. However, there is this book called Color, Shape, and Line, and this book is not yet translated into English. However, it is so informative just based on the illustrations and the step-by-step instructions that had it been for sale, I would have seriously considered getting it. Now, drawing animals and actually drawing just about anything is not my forte. I usually use other inspiration to help with my illustrations, but rarely do I use a book that shows you step by step how to construct it based on the form of the animal or the gesture of the tree or the basic shape of the image that you're trying to illustrate. And I find this to be really helpful, especially for beginner illustrators or someone like me who's been doing this for a while, but really never had the proper techniques down. This next book by Peter Geisen is called Form Drawing Workbook, Lesson Plans from Grade to Grade, and this is another book that was really hard to pass up. I do have some other form drawing books, but this one is incredible. It is really detailed, and what's really fabulous about this book is that it goes grade by grade, giving you instructions on what kind of form drawings you can do. Form drawing is a main lesson block that you will find in grades at least 1 through 4. However, form drawing as an art is carried throughout all of the grades and even into high school. So all of these materials are from Mercurius. I do hope that you check out their website. Schools may create an account and get discounted prices. And if you are a homeschooler, you can also create an account and buy from them directly. I hope that you enjoyed this look at some of the products, just a tiny bit of the products that Mercurius carries. You can find more information about the products that I shared in this video in the description box below, as well as on the blog post that accompanies this video. You can find the link to that blog post in the description box below. And if you'd like to see how we're using these materials on a daily basis, you can find me on my website at pepperandpine.com.